Hello, everybody. My name is Leah, and I'm an administrative assistant here at Africa Fire Mission. I just want to welcome you all here today. It's so wonderful having so many people just to say hello to and to join our training. It's really amazing. So thank you so much. You guys have all been sharing the word about our training so much, and we've been growing just so quickly, and so that's so exciting to see. So please keep doing that. Keep sending this registration link to your friends in the fire service or those in your community that are interested in learning about the fire service. And also I encourage you all to join our Facebook group if you haven't, or follow us on Facebook and join. We have some WhatsApp group chats and things like that. And so please just feel free to get as involved as possible. It's a really great community once you're in it. And so I just want to remind everybody that this training is recorded, and then I post them later on our YouTube channel. And so if you're ever interested in past trainings, or you remember something that was really good and you don't quite remember it, and you want to listen to it again, you can always go back and find all of our past trainings on there. And I also want to just ask everybody to stay muted during this training. It just helps the audio sound a little bit better in the video, as well as I know we're all listening and doing other things, and it just makes it easier for everyone to listen in on the video. But I also want to say one more reminder, which is just that everyone will be receiving certificates if you attend at least 70% of the training, which if it lasts for the full hour length, that usually looks like 45 minutes of the training. And so if you stay for that 45 minutes, then you get a certificate. But the certificate will say the name of your screening that you see right now. So whatever you are logged on with in Zoom is the name that will be on your certificate. And so if you don't want it to be that name, please change it, and I will be able to see that change and make it for you. And that just makes things a lot easier for me. So if you could do that, that would be amazing. But right now I'm going to pass it off to Errol, and he has a word of encouragement for us today. So you can take it away.
Thank you very much, Leah. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this day, another day welcome to this amazing day. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone. So straight to our word of encouragement. Our word of encouragement comes from one of the great fire chiefs who once said, it's not a fire chief who said, it's a quote that everyone uses. You need to plan so that you may not fail. So if you fail to plan, actually you'll fail in everything that you do. So what does it mean? Each and every day when you get to work after our start of shift, or when we begin our shift, we need to plan how the work or how the day will be like. For example, how are you planning to execute, let's say, for example, you're doing an interior fire attack. Who is going to be the lead? Who is going to be the liaison? Who is going to be the safety person? How are you going to handle the equipment? So you plan your day as you start your shift. Also, when you leave for the next shift, also, you make sure that the ones who have gotten ill, also you've briefed them on what has been going on, so that they can plan well in their shift as they proceed for their normal working hours. Normally, you never know. The working hours can extend. You can go for an rescue or an evacuation or an extrication, and then it proceeds or it goes beyond. So every time we get to work or we get into a shift, irrespective of you're coming in for the morning shift or the afternoon shift or the evening shift, you plan yourselves well, so that when you go and execute your duties according to your mandate, everything will move smoothly and it will be seamless. So thank you, everyone. So be encouraged and also plan way ahead as you work in your fire stations and your fire service. Thank you very much, and over to you, Leah.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry, can you please mute?
let's
Awesome.
remember to mute.
Sorry about that. Yes, that's why we mute things like that. That's totally fine. Thank you so much, Errol, for the word of encouragement. We just always appreciate hearing from you. Such a treat every time. So thank you so much for that. And now I'm going to pass it off to our wonderful fire safety advocate, Jose. And he is stepping in for us today with a great presentation. And so I'm just going to pass it off to you.
Thank you so much, Leah. Thank you so much, Errol, for the powerful word of encouragement. If we plan to fail, we actually fail in the fire ground. I'm stepping in for the trainer of today. So it's always, you have to always be ready, always. Your guards have to be up. You know, you never know which fire you're going to attend. Even right now, when you're in the fire, you're in the class, you can be called for a fire, right? So there we go. Leah just told me, you're the trainer of the day. I was like, yes, ma'am. So let me see if I can share my screen. What's the name? Just trying to help me make me co-host.
Yes, you should be able to share now.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, just hold. Oh, sorry. Good. If everybody can, if you can see, if Leah can see, everybody can see. I hope so. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. So everybody, welcome. And this has been a sad week for us. It's been a sad week for the first responder fraternity. We've had quite a busy week. On Monday, we had a building collapse in Kiambu. I think on Tuesday, we lost two paramedics in Nakuru. And again, also yesterday, we had a very bad fire in Mombasa, and we lost two children. It's really been quite a challenge. And I've been just in my head thinking, what about evacuation drills? If only people will be ready whenever they are, even right now as you're seated at your workplace. Do you have two ways out? Or do you know how to escape when a fire goes on? My name is Jose. I'm the fire safety advocate working for Africa Fire Mission. And my office is in Kenya and Nairobi. And I'm currently in Mathare, or you can say Pangani. So today's topic, I'll talk about fire evacuation drills. And I'll be speaking up to about 5 p.m. or some few minutes to the hour. Right now in Kenya, it's 4:11 p.m. And we're moving on. So let me see. Fire evacuation drills. So the objectives of today, I suppose I will need to have you be the fire safety advocate wherever you are. I'll put you on the line, and it is important that right now, this month in October, is actually the fire safety week in Kenya. Usually it's in September, but we pushed it to October. And this week, everybody is busy in different counties getting ready for the fire prevention week. And I'd want you to become the fire safety advocate in your country or in your county, wherever you are in Africa. So my objectives for today in this next hour, within this hour, is that participants will understand the importance of fire evacuation drills in homes, businesses, and schools. You, the participant, will be able to educate family members, colleagues and community members on how to conduct a fire evacuation drill. You, the participant, will see practical examples of teaching a lesson on fire evacuation drills, and you'll have access to lessons to be able to replicate in your community so that your community members can prevent dangerous fires. So I need you to consider this even as I give the class. Have fire evacuation drills be conducted in the homes, business, or schools that you will be training? So I want you to think in the back of your mind, you have a school or a business or a homes. You know, for example, in the apartment that you live or in the estate that you live, have you ever, has any type of drill be conducted? Yeah. What considerations for fire evacuations may need to be made in your community? Yeah. So things like, for example, you might need to consider things like marking the doors of the exit doors. That's what I mean. Or maybe having a fire assembly point. Or even who do you get to call when there is a fire? Such kind of provisions. So you need to invite participants to offer their own solutions to problems identified, help them to get creative in identifying solutions. The reason when I was preparing these lessons, I mentioned this. You find that people within their own household know or have a solution to their challenges that they are facing. So for you, it's just to give them a thumbs up or to guide them based on because you've read more, based on the laws, existing safety laws within your country or county. So training on evacuation drills. Fire evacuation drills are important for ensuring a safe school, business, and home environment. And mind you, this is not only for businesses and schools. Even where you are staying, it is absolutely vital. Because look at it, honestly, like in the holidays, your children spend the whole time there. So it is important that you tell them what to do when there's any eventuality. Think with me, like for example, and may their souls rest in peace, the children who lost their lives in Mombasa. If they had gone, for example, through an evacuation drill, most probably they might have saved their lives. Yeah. So it is very vital to teach your children on this very important skill. So training on fire evacuation drills help individuals practice and think ahead for what they might do to get to safety if a building is on fire or other emergency requiring evacuation. Other emergencies might be a terrorist attack. It might be a building collapse. It might be just about anything that needs an evacuation. In any organization, leadership designees should create the plan for fire evacuation drills. Who are these people? You might find these people are the safety officers in the organization, or maybe there are some other fire marshals who are tasked to actually do this. You might see maybe a shift commander, maybe I'm thinking maybe in a situation where their shift changes, those people who work 24 hours. Yeah, so those are leadership designated to take care of the safety matters. Once the plan is established, for example, in your home or in a school that you've been you visited to go do a fire sensitization, everyone that is regularly in the building needs to be trained in what to do when there is a drill or a fire. It is very important. These drills need to be more like second in nature. You know, just the way you feel thirsty, you take your cup of tea or your water and you drink. Yeah, fire drills should be like that, or fire evacuations. Fire evacuations plan can also be used to support safe evacuation in case of other situations requiring quick and orderly exits from the building. There is no pushing. The more you guys get to practice, the more you get to see, this is the way to evacuate. This is the place to go and hide. For example, if it is a terrorist attack and there's an active shooter, maybe there's a place that you guys have designed to actually go and hide, either on the basement, something of the sort. Yeah. So that is actually achieved when you get to practice more. The next two slides are examples of content to teach and practice fire evacuation drills. But these ones you can get the details from our website at Africa Fire Mission. Yeah, I encourage you to go to Africa Fire Mission /fire safety curriculum. You'll actually get to have this information for free, and you can use it with confidence at your workplace. Each slide offers questions and discussion points to engage participants, as well as additional information to provide to participants. So, teach best practices for conducting a fire drill, a fire evacuation drill. So when you are actually there, remember, this is more like you are the trainer and you're going to train. Has your building conducted a fire drill evacuation before? These are the questions that you need to ask the people who are there. And if it is a no, that those guys get to say, no, we've never conducted, what would be the benefits of conducting a fire drill evacuation? Or how frequently could this occur? Recommendation is that fire evacuation drills should occur monthly, at least once a month. Yeah, once a month is usually the best time to do these evacuation drills. Well, there's some guys, I remember, even here at my workplace, there are people who go like, this thing is too boring, it's too much. Yeah, we keep on doing the same thing, always and always. Not until when danger comes, you'll find yourself, wow, this thing was actually very important. The question, how could we sound the alarm that there's a fire? Yeah. For example, if there's a danger, you're doing evacuation drills and you don't have the alarm system, how best can you be able to sound the alarm? Yeah. So I've listed some few things here on how you can be able to sound the alarm. Sorry. One of the ways is you can yell. Yeah, you can use your voice, and especially as first responders, usually even in my workplace here, people say I'm extremely loud. And when they say that I'm extremely loud, I usually go like, man, you should know I'm actually whispering, you know? So you actually yell. You actually do it 3 times. If there's an alarm, you actually sound the alarm. If there are bells, you press the bell. If there's an air horn, you press an air horn. Yeah? Or any other idea that you might have. You might go knocking on people's doors, knock hard, you know? If in your organization you have these bells, you need, as the fire safety advocate or the fire you as the firefighter advising those people who are in that apartment or business, you need to test the sound. Make sure the bells or the alarms are in good working order. Yeah. And also, it is important that you, the fire safety advocate, know the fire brigade number of your area. Yeah. I was really encouraged. Last week, I'm just from a trip from Nigeria. I was so encouraged with the firefighters in Nigeria. They know the fire brigade numbers, you know, and they're actually up to, I think, 10 digits, and they know it really well. So it is very important that you get to give the right fire brigade number to the people that you're reaching out to. Because when there's a problem, it is you who's going to give them hope. So what are the exits if there was a fire? These are the questions that you need to pose to that, maybe an apartment or a business or a school. You need to ask this difficult question. What are the exits if there was a fire? What barriers could there be to using these exits? So an identified person should inspect all exits daily to ensure that their stairways, that is the staircases, doors, and other exits are working properly and are not blocked. Make sure that they are working properly and unblocked. And look during hours when people are in the building. You know, there's usually that fight between security and safety. You find the security guys saying, hey, now you're telling us to leave this door open. And you, the fire safety officer, goes like, you know, when there's a fire, it's going to be danger. So you guys need to come to a compromise between safety and security where you guys need to lie. Consider if wheelchairs will fit through exits in an emergency, or what alternatives may need to be considered. Not in the event of the emergency, that's when you realize, oh man, this wheelchair cannot be able to fit. Now that is a big mess. It is a big mess because you might end up either losing that life or even injuring that person on the wheelchair. These procedures for, okay, just hold, give me a minute. I need to check something. Thank you for your patience. Teach procedures for conducting a fire evacuation drills. Now, before you go conduct a fire safety drill, you need to read extensively about how to conduct a drill, the different types of drills, and also the dangers of conducting a fire evacuation drill. Do you need licenses to conduct a drill? All those things need to be considered before you go to teach the procedures, to teach on evacuation drills. So on the day of the drill, the emergency alarm should be sounded. Make sure that everyone can recognize the sound of the alarm and knows what to do when it sounds. There's some organizations which don't have smoking zones. So you find that guys come with their smoke right below the smoking alarm or the smoke sensor, and then it triggers the alarm cries. So people have really gotten used to it. They go like, it's somebody who is smoking, and there goes lives of people. It reminds me of a story in the US, New York, the Bronx. This alarm kept on crying and crying and crying, ear in, ear out. But there was this one day, it made a true cry, and people did not come out. and we lost a lot of lives. Yeah, I think it was about 17 people who died. Yeah, so emergency alarm when it sounded, you should actually get to know how it sounds. Every room should have a plan for getting out of the building safely. Exit paths should be kept free from obstruction. It is good practice to draw a map to post in each room to show where emergency exits are located. On the day of the drill, everyone in the building should participate. Whether you have a CEO's meeting or a conference, that is a day for the drill. And it should be written on the ground, I mean on email and posted to each and every person, so that you don't get to lose anybody's life. Individuals with specific needs should be assigned a person to assist them. Fire drills are a good opportunity to identify who requires extra assistance. I usually tell my workmates that it is okay to ask for help. Yeah, you're not Superman, just ask for help and you'll be assisted. Yeah. Well, it's important to make sure that everyone leaves the building as quickly as possible. Order is more important than speed. When it comes to conducting a safe fire drill and training individuals for how to safely exit a building. Remember, having to go too fast does not make you effective. You can be so fast and you end up either hurting your foot or even hurting the person who's in front by either pushing them or something close to that. Once everyone has safely exited the building, they should remain outside at a predetermined location until the all clear has been given to re-enter the building. So who's supposed to give the all clear? This is a designated person, maybe for example, a fire marshal or the safety officer of the building or somebody designated for that. Usually in some places, it's usually the security officer who does that. Once everyone identified leaders should check that all individuals are accounted for. For example, when you've exited the building, each department gets to be on a row. Yeah, and you do either a head count or also you call them by name. You can call them by name. You go like Jose Ngonjiri, Leah McLeese, Errol Sianga, Paul Chuta, Geoffrey Corril, Nidu Thomas. You actually mention them by name according to their departments. And if somebody is not there, you can actually go report to the safety officer and tell them, hey, this person is not there, he's on leave, or today he took an off. Fire drills should be held both at unexpected and unexpected times under varying conditions in order to simulate the conditions that occur in an actual emergency. Remember, when conducting a drill, there are two types of drills. There's the announced drills and there is the unannounced drill. But then both of them are announced, and this is what I mean. When you say announced drill, you actually announce or say the day the drill is going to be conducted and the time the drill is going to be conducted. For example, you'll say, this week we are going to have the drill on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Okay, and you say the date, 29th of September. We're in September, October of September 2022. The second unannounced drill, you will actually announce it. You'll actually say this week we shall have a drill, and that's it. You just announce the week, or even you can say this week on Monday we shall have a drill, but you don't say the time. You don't. The second one, it's an announced, but then you don't give the whole information to it. Why this is so is because to avoid people to create so much anxiety. Yeah. And that is why we need to always be practicing and always be doing this consistently every time, every month. Give me a minute. My window is, there you go. There's designated leadership to further develop a plan for every evacuation and talk to those in the building about the drill. Before you do a drill, it is important that everybody gets to have you actually have meetings, you know, that what are we going to do? There's a drill. You actually break it down and involve everybody in the building. If you're not, whether you are the only tenant or you're different tenants, just make sure that everybody knows that there is a drill. How to decide when to conduct the drills? Plan both announced and unannounced drills, just like what I just said. So it is important in the meeting, you actually decide as a team to conduct drills and you plan adequately for both the announced and the unannounced drill. And it is very important, even as you do these drills, you actually determine the assembly points. Just don't do a drill and guys know that they're going to be out, but you don't know where they're going to assemble. Yeah. Help leaders think about exit plans. Notice if exits are blocked or locked and how to promote safety and security in the best way possible. For example, the second exit from the building might be locked for security reasons. Concerns that someone will get in through that door that should not. However, this brings a different concern if there is a fire. So here's a question. How will the individuals get out if the other exit is blocked by fire? So it is important as leaders or you, the fire safety advocate, to help those leaders in that building or in that school think of an alternative, just in case gate A is always closed. Do we have gate B? Is it easily accessible? And if gate A is closed, where do we get to have the keys? Is there a break glass for the to access the keys? Give them workable alternatives as you get to come to a compromise between security and safety. Consider needs of individuals with specific needs or disabilities. Mind you, this is a very, very sensitive, because there are some people, sensitive topic, because there are some people who are not comfortable to actually announce publicly about their disability. You might find somebody say, I usually don't see clearly. But because of stigma, they say, I don't have any disability. Because of being judged, they downplay it and they say, I'm okay. So this is very important. How to approach that is very key. Help leaders brainstorm ideas for the best safety options possible. Mind you, you are a first responder, so this is actually not new to you, but to them, this is absolutely rocket science. Remember when you were in school, you're actually taught on this. So you need to help them brainstorm on ideas and other options that there might be. For example, if they say that that door cannot be opened, give them an option of a break glass window that break glass, of course, break glass window, of a break glass that you can actually, they can be able to break the glass and get out the keys. So, as I said, I removed words from my mouth. There are two types of drills. There's the announced drill and unannounced drill. The announced drill is a drill. For the first drill, have the leadership make sure everyone knows about the drill, what sound to listen for with your ears, and what to do when the drill starts, and when to expect the drill to end. The unannounced drill, the second drill, for the second drill, this time it will be a surprise. But it's just not a surprise like you don't announce it. You need to announce it, especially here in Kenya. It's actually a law that for as much as it is unannounced, you need to disclose some information. And this was changed because there was a time that there was an announced drill and there were fatalities that came with it. That is why they had to add that clause of getting to announce it partly. Help leaders, the leaders who you're going to train, or even yourself, determine a plan for conducting regular, announced, and unannounced drill. Find the drill. Yeah. The goal is for the time to get shorter as everyone gets better at the drills. It is not rocket science. As you do the drills, you get to actually have guys get better. So you need to time it, shorter time possible, guys go back to work. Help trainers and leaders throughout the building to remind individuals to remain calm in an orderly fashion. Calmness is of essence. It is absolutely paramount to have everybody be calm. Leadership and trainers should make sure that all of the individuals are out of the building. It is when you're going to speak to this leadership, that is the safety officer or the fire marshals, it is important that you guys, on your planning, you make sure that the individuals inside the buildings, all of them are out, including the owner of the company. There's no exception. So that is very important. Remind everyone that in a real fire, the fire brigade should be conducted. Even as you conduct these drills, make sure that you contact the fire brigade, yeah, when there is a real fire. You just don't do the drill, or if there's a real fire, you go to the fire assembly point and you forget to inform the fire brigade. No, it is very important that you inform the fire brigade. Once everyone is out of the building, the leadership designee will notify individuals when to return to the building. People just don't go back when they want to. No, it is up to you, the leadership, to actually say, okay, fine, the building is ready to be occupied again. It is safe. And now guys get in. So you need to actually do a debrief. And this is how the debrief looks like. Did everyone get out safely? How long did it take? Did everyone know the sound of the alarm? Or even, did anyone hear the alarm ring? Did everyone know where to go when they left the building? For yes, I had the alarm ring for sure, but do they know where to go to assemble? Yeah, that is very important. Were there any obstructions that prevented individuals from getting out of the building? For example, the egress doors, were they accessible? Consider in this particular point, were there blocked exits? The individuals with disabilities, were they distracted? Those are the few things you need to talk about during the debrief. A debrief is what happens after the drill has been completed. You guys need to sit down and just do kind of like a postmortem. Were there any individuals that needed help to get out of the building? What is the plan to assist them? Or what was the plan to assist them? Did leadership check to make sure all individuals were accounted for? Because if you don't account for people, what is the need for that? You get? So the main purpose for this drill, number one, is to evacuate safely, and also number two, to make sure that each and every person is accounted for. And the hard question that people usually fear to ask, what can be improved for next time? And also another one, what questions or concerns are there? So be ready to get the feedback so that next time you can get to improve. So another thing that you need to actually during the debrief, when will the next evacuation drill take place? So when you do the drill now and it is finished, it is important to actually mention there's going to be another drill next month, maybe mid next month or last week of the month. Yeah. And it's always recommended that drills take place every month. Every month. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, and this is very important, evacuation drills save lives. It's really not like wasting of time. I've seen this work and I've seen lives actually getting saved. Yeah. So as you train community members to conduct fire drills in their homes, businesses, and schools, consider local content. You might get information from the internet, but yes, come down to your local context. Yeah. Help community members see possibilities and risks that exist regarding fire and what they can do to reduce risk and increase safety. Yeah. That's very important. Each community has unique challenges regarding fire risks. Take time to do a pre-visit within the community and get to know what fire risks exist in their community. Yeah, you might find, for example, there's another neighborhood I went. They have a bakery right in front of the entrance of the estate. Yeah, so those are unique challenges. For example, if the bakery decides to burn, and it is only that one exit of the whole estate, how shall we be able to get an alternative route outside? So for more information, of course, you can always contact me. I'm always available. You can always, I'm online. That is my email address, jose@africafiremission.org. And then we have some resources at Africa Fire Mission, which are for free. You don't pay for them. You go to africafiremission.org/fire safety curriculum, and you will be assisted further. So thank you very much. I truly appreciate, and thank you for listening in. Back to you, Leah.